Hello, good morning everyone, or good afternoon, depending when you are watching this video. So last time, guys, we talked about the difference between the sum as an aggregation method and the average. We were talking about how to make the difference of when to use the sum as an aggregation method and what kind of questions we can answer when using or when considering the sum as an aggregation method. And this was in the previous section of the first module when we were talking about analyzing sales of True Colors hardware, and we were talking about the percentage of sales that occurs in each store. So sales by store. We were talking about sales by month or per month or monthly sales, and revenue here, product and the revenue per product, and so on. Or most importantly, the 80-20 or the 20-80 rule that we talked about. Now, in the previous class, in Tuesday's class, and I'm sorry I couldn't be with you in campus, we talked about how to analyze and examine the performance, the influence of days, certain weekdays on data, on the sales, the effect of if there is any seasonality. So we're talking about the trends, we're talking about the performance. And I give you a very nice example of when you want to, for example, evaluate yourself. For example, you've been going to the gym, doing exercises, starting to building muscles or whatever, and you evaluate yourself not based on the first period or the last period, but on average, right? So always, often, when we are considering evaluation, we definitely talking about averaging. So I would like you to understand, not just to technically do things, to be with smart. Immediately somebody asks you about the performance of something, immediately you opt for averaging. Okay, all right. Then, lovely people, we talked about naming the cells. I even showed you how we can name a whole range. As you can see on this slide, we have this range from A6 over here, 1, all the way to B12. And by highlighting this range and then going to the name box, as you can see here, and give it a name, then we can refer to it in any function in Excel without the need to add those dollar signs for absolute referencing, if you guys remember. So that was, and that is very, in fact, it's very efficient way of doing things. You will look professional, sound professional, and guess what, lovely people? When you're looking at your file and you are reviewing your notes, you will easily, for example, if you name a cell as revenue, you will easily know in the function it will say revenue rather than cell name D12. What is D12? And then you go in your eyes looking up D12 so that you will know that this is revenue. So imagine even the way that you're going to write your functions in Excel will be more holding natural language, right? Okay, so we talked about different arrangements also of numbering the days of the week based on your culture, corporate culture, country culture, so based on the norms. So you can start with Monday as the first day of the week and give it number 1, but there are different arrangements as well. And here's, we call these numbers that refers, like a code that refers to a certain arrangement, is a return type. So you can actually start numbering the days of the week with Tuesday. For example, if you are a hairdresser working in the beauty industry, most hairdressers take Monday off. So for them, Monday is not the first day of the week. Tuesday is the first day of the week. All right. So probably you're going to start with that return type 12 rather than 2. All right. This is also a very good thing to know, how to solicit or extract the day of the week from your date. And of course, this requires you a preset, a predefined way of a predefined arrangements of the days of the week. All right. So this is clear? I want you need to remember certain things. So remember, guys, you have the date, right? If you guys remember, we have the date, and we want the the day of that week. It doesn't matter really the arrangement, but you need to put the arrangement in such a way for you that does make sense. Because sometimes you might need to use, for example, average when it's 2, or when it's a Tuesday. You can do it when it's every Tuesday. For example, if you have a missing data for a month of September, so it is a missing data for a Tuesday, and you looking at your data with the pivot tables, to say the simplest way, you found out that the bestest way to deal with this missing data is not to delete the whole day. You cannot delete the whole day. You are working with time series. So you are going to fill it in, give a substitute. And the best substitute is, you have different options, of course. First option for Tuesday of that week is to average the sales of that week and then give it to Tuesday, again averaging for missing data, right? Or you could look at the behavior of sales, and you can see that Tuesday has a very unique behavior. Either drops on every week of the month, or either is a peak on every Tuesday of the month. In this case, if there is a seasonality, if there is a trend as we've seen in class, then the best way to deal with this missing data, and the smartest way to deal with it, is to average all Tuesdays in that month. So sometimes it is difficult for you to write the whole day, so you might take that code. So excuse me. Okay, let's move on. So we talked about the VLOOKUP. I didn't just move on very quickly. I showed you how this is, excuse me, I'm sorry, that this is a vertical arrangement, and I showed you how to rearrange it in a horizontal arrangement, and we talked about the transpose. We talked about the transpose. So that was also another skill that is not mentioned in the slides, but it is very helpful for you guys. All right. Let's move on. We talked about the first couple of questions. So let's take a look at our questions, guys, here. This is the one very important sentence in this set of slides, because if you cannot understand the sentence, you won't understand how to solve and how to do things. Now, you need to use pivot tables to summarize how Le Petit Bakery's sales are affected by the following. So the performance, we're talking about a performance of sales affected by the day of the week, the month of the year, or a trend over time in sales or promotions. So when you are, and I have seen it in class, but I was too sick, and I just wanted to move on. I have seen one of the students who shared their screens when we were working together, and I was troubleshooting their problems. I have seen that the way that they named their sheet, their Excel sheet, was wrong. For example, over here, they named it sales per day, or daily sales. This sounds to me as if it is summarizing data by the sum and its percentages. You're just showing me the sales revenue and percentages for a certain day. So it's better if you just use something like daily sales performance, or sales affected by day, sales affected by month, so that you understand how to roll things. Okay, so let me just, I think I was working on this, maybe on this, or yeah, this is okay, it's no problem. So this is our data, and we already done this in class. All right. And now we did the breakdown of sales over days of the week. And this is, we also added a chart. Of course, I don't like so many decimals, so you have to fix that. And then I showed you how to just select any cell, go to insert and create a pivot table. And I showed you the difference between this pivot table and a regular, this pivot chart and a regular line chart. If you copy these and paste them here and create a line chart, you will not be able to see this filter, this beautiful filter. You see that? So this is one of the things that we have done in class, and we were able to see a certain performance trend. Over here it's stable. The change rate is almost zero or approaching zero, while from Friday on there's an increase. The top is Saturday, and then it starts to go down. The performance starts going down on Sunday, but it's still higher average. Do you see that little peak here? You see that? Yeah, I can see that. Good, 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 good. So we've done this. This is awesome, guys. Then we were talking about seasonality, and I believe I haven't even had the chance to finish that. So let's start together. The second question was month of the year. And month of the year, you just need to, or shall I begin that with a new video? Yeah, let's do that in a new video together, so that we will have each question in a video. So I had a recap and the first one in a video for those who haven't come to class, and even for those who were in class, just a reminder. This will make it easier for you when it's quiz time. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.